Hello everybody, it's Maria and it is the 4th of July. I wanted to do this video today to kind of interrupt my series on racial books that shape my understanding of white privilege and racial bias, because I wanted to talk about my feelings on the 4th. Those of you who have not unsubscribed from my channel and are still here, welcome. I'm so glad you're still here. I got a really great comment the other day that really uplifted me, because sometimes I wonder, what am I doing on here? What am I talking about? Why should I be talking when there's so many other people with valuable things to say? And time is valuable. The older I get, the more I realize how valuable time is, which is another reason I cannot ever do 45-minute videos for you. This is my hobby. I'm never ever going to monetize this channel. It's just, at least that's not my plan. I wanted to get on here and tell you about my feelings for the 4th, because this is a hard year to deal with being an American. Other years I've been frustrated. Last year or the year before, I came up with a Spotify playlist, which I might link below if I can figure that out, called the Liberal 4th, just because I wanted to feel proud and patriotic for a country that I'm very disappointed with. But it's not really unlike other family situations or relationships I've been a part of, where they let you down and you thought you were in one relationship or one family, and you find out that everything was a lie, or that you were misled, or you didn't have the whole story. I have several friends going through divorces right now, and it's hard to support through that and figure out, when do you cut bait? When do you stick around? When do you keep going and try and reconcile? I think we stick with it and reconcile with a lot of therapy and a lot of hard work, which I'm wanting to put in. I'm hoping a lot of other Americans, it seems like, are starting to try and step up. There are a lot of loud ones that they say everything's fine. Everything's fine. Just don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. I am very grateful this July. I finished Making Our Way Home by Blair and Imani. This is it's good illustrations, although that page doesn't have them, or that one, shocking, about basically Black American history from the 1920s on to the 1990s, the Great Migration and the Black American Dream. I needed something that was very simply laid out, because I'm still having a very hard time reading. This will be my worst reading year I think I've ever had, unless July through December really shocks and surprises me. I haven't been able to focus. This was great because it was a lot of information that was solid, a lot of connections. I have a whole page of notes, which I will do another video talking about. But I'm so glad I read this after I read Roots and Homegoing, because it really gives a whole picture. I still haven't finished Stamp from the beginning because it's a long one, and I, again, can't focus and I want to take notes. But reading through Making Our Way Home, I kept thinking about how frustrating it would be to be a Black person living in America, oftentimes not even classified as an American citizen, for years and years. I read something, maybe in this book, but maybe on a different thing, saying that the grandparents, Black people today, their grandparents would not have been legally allowed to be married the same way as a white family would be. So families have been ripped apart from the beginning. I think it was the Honest Conversations with the Black Man YouTube series, which is excellent, where they talk about that. And when you really put things like that in perspective, it's hard to feel excited about a country that has denied so many people living in it full rights. I mean, even Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico have been having votes on trying to get put into the United States. And it's just frustrating. So here I am on the 4th of July, I struggled this morning when I was getting dressed because oftentimes I will wear red, white, and blue, even though I'm not a super patriotic person, because I want to feel a part of our nation. This past year, I bought a May the 4th shirt for Star Wars. So I wore that on May the 4th, and really the only other best day of the year to wear that is today. But instead of wearing that, I put on my Immigrants Make America Great, No Human is Illegal, Love is Love, all bodies are beautiful, Black Lives Matter, Science is Real shirt, because that's what I needed today. So I wanted to kind of end with sharing this. I might have a little bit of talk after this, but I came across an Instagram post written by Beth over at Pantsuit Politics, which is a really good podcast that I listen to. And it said everything for me. So I'm going to read it to you and I'll link it below. And there's a picture that went with it. There's a picture on the post that is her little girl a few years ago with a huge sparkler in her hand, mismatched shoes. She just looks exhausted and confused, and she'll talk about that in the post. So it says, this 4th of July, America feels to me like Jane in 2014. Tired, confused, its shoes don't match its dress, and its hair is tangled. It's had too much sugar and too few vegetables. It's holding more than it can handle. What is Independence Day when a pandemic makes you painfully aware of your dependence on the choices of others? What is a celebration of liberty and justice when they've not been and still aren't for all? How can there be fireworks when more than 100,000 people have died in a few months? Still, like Jane in this picture, I love America so dearly. I want to let it rest its head on my shoulder while I carry it to a bath. I want to take it into bed so we can wake up refreshed. I don't need explosions of color, displays of flags, or speeches about patriotism this year. I need to light a candle, sip some tea, and regroup. Because the work of being a citizen is just like the work of being a mother. It takes everything you have. It asks you to be kinder, more patient, more generous, more thoughtful than you like being. It asks you to have all the answers even as you're working out the questions for yourself. It's never complete. It requires clarity about right, wrong, and in between. It requires constant renewal of commitment to raise this country right. Which also just highlights to me how frustrated I am that we don't have a woman running for president this year. Because we need a lot of moms to stand up. One of the groups that I've really liked is the Moms Demand Action group about common sense gun laws in America. And again, with more mall shootings this week, like what? Come on, America. I'll probably lose some people over this if you're still listening and mad, but I don't care, because this is my channel and I'm going to try and speak some hope into tired bones and to tell you to keep going. And I was so encouraged this week. I got a YouTube comment on my last video talking about how they were feeling convicted to read about race for one of the first times in their life, and how much of a privilege it is to do that. And so if I have any tiny piece of responsibility for getting anyone to change and inspire change and to have conversations that are hard and annoying and frustrating and long and monotonous, I guess I'll do it, because I really have hope. I will never not have hope. We're still like a toddler nation running around with its shoes all mismatched and our hair is in knots, and we think that we know everything, but we'll get there. So I have hope. Eventually we'll get there. I hope. I think. But look forward to more books on racial bias coming up. I'm really excited. I'm going to do I just finished this one, but I might actually include it in that, because I have a whole page of notes. I've started finally doing a legitimate commonplace journal with reading and notes. I'm kind of getting my life together right now. As crazy as everything is going, I will also have some fun videos coming up in the next couple weeks about things that I've changed that have blown up. I am so impressed with certain things that I'm doing. So I'm going to share some of those hacks, tricks, that I've learned about myself with you. I am also going to be doing a video coming up about how to organize your photos, which seems not like me maybe, but you'll learn some stuff. One of my friends actually asked for me to do a video on that because she's asked me enough times and just wants me to have a video she can bookmark. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to be talking about homeschooling because for those of you who are trying to decide what in the world fall looks like, if homeschool is an option that you're weighing through, I want to kind of put that out there for you. We have been homeschooling since the beginning, so it's been 6 years, 7 years, whenever you start, I don't know, but we'll get through this. A lot of hard work, but we got this. So happy 4th. I hope you sip some tea and think about some things you can do differently to make our country better. I will talk to you later. Bye.